Alright, let's just kick it right off. We're back to part 6 now. Last we left off, we showed you episodes 17 and 18, the long way. And now we're going to do the exact same thing here. So, to come back to Tales from Cyrodiil, we've got episodes 19 through 22 to do. I'm going to read those from, like, the little episode summaries, synopses that I would have written in the past. And then we're going to be able to show you one more set of footage, surprisingly. So I actually want to do that before we get to 19 through 22. Because I have to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know where this episode would fit into the actual Tales timeline. I have no clue where this episode goes. So let's take a look at the first clip here to get some context. Let's notice November 15th, 2014. So this is the same year that I was going to try to write that book, Zelos Phoenix and the Zero Cloak. So we're even older than the bits of footage that we just watched. But I don't know where they go. So this is on the cusp of the end of the Cocaine-tium playthrough and everything. And you'll notice that pretty quickly. So let's see what this bonus episode entails that we tried to build entirely from scratch on stream one time. So it looks like we're in a bar somewhere. We're going to sweep downward here. Oh no, it's our boy. Then I screw up the first line. There's a lot of repeat lines in here. I'll try to skip them.
Hey, barkeep, where are all the women? This place is deserted more than a Mad TV recording.
Oh, the sad part is I love Mad TV more than I ever loved NSL, or at SNL. Boy, did I just screw that one up. And then, yeah, but unfortunately Mad TV was the one that didn't get to stick around, so.
Well, sir, if you're going to be so rude, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
See, there it is. There's that exact same gimmick from episode 18. Well then, well so. Man, I did that a lot, apparently.
Oh yes, Mobby, and who's going to make me? Gentlemen, I hear there's giant war in lobby of bar.
Oh, it's Cocaine-tium, baby! Cocaine-tium is in this bonus episode, which is part of the reason why I don't know where to put it, but don't worry, we'll quickly fix that.
Oh great, look what the cat dragged in. Something more annoying than Captain Spaghetti. You dare mock me, little man? I have ridden horses prettier than you.
I don't know what that insult was supposed to be. A lot of this dialogue's kind of shady, because we made it all live.
Well, if you want to talk about riding.
I don't know, does this even have a segue?
Enough!
No.
Settle this elsewhere, please. This is a place of peace and drunkery.
Okay.
And how do you suggest we do that?
Alright. How can we settle this, everybody?
With a sledding competition.
Dun, dun, dun! Okay, that's supposed to be like, I would play the dramatic chipmunk or whatever in the background there, but, obviously I don't have the dramatic chipmunk.
Yeah, works for me. I'm a champion sledder after all. Especially after that one time I raced Captain Idiot.
This one is not going to be a...
Oh boy, I love sledding competitions. Thanks for inviting me, Cleon. Say, when are we getting started anyway?
Never. And then there's some garbage with the engine here, so if we play it again, he starts falling fine, then he just kind of teleports out of view and then shows back up. So I tried to redo this a couple times to convey that, Cleon was just shoving Captain Blue off the cliff and there was never a sledding competition in the first place. But, I don't know, I never quite got it right.
So, an agreement then. If I defeat you in this sledding competition, you'll let my people go.
I hope you're ready for non sequiturs and just things that, in general don't work, because this is this whole episode.
I don't think you realize what is truly at stake here. My Subway sandwich gift card is much more important than your pathetic slave friends.
Man.
Well, then if I have to dine on victory, I'm going to dine fresh.
I don't know what any of this crap is, if I'm completely honest.
Not for nothing, Cleon, but can someone tell me what I'm doing here?
Shut up, Ruintail. You're here to make me look good. I can't invite Captain Idiot because he wouldn't fall for the same thing a second time.
What do you mean by fall for something?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Now let's get our sledding competition started.
Alright, well, it's Cleon, everybody, so you can probably guess how this one's gonna go. He ends up being the one getting owned here. Alright. Oh.
Holy flit, he went far.
Oh, I guess I had commentary for that? Alright, I didn't remember that. Okay. Alright. So I tried it again, I guess. I don't know, to get a more reasonable shot, I suppose. Okay. I don't know why I had commentary for that.
Remember,
Okay, well, Cleon disappears and the take is over, I suppose.
Remember, kids, never turn to Oblivion for help on your physics homework.
Oh, no.
I have done it! I have conquered Mother Russia!
Alright, I forgot about that line. Okay. Oh no, it's the Dragon Temple thing from the intro! From the intro! See, we didn't forget about it. We used it after all.
And now, to collect the legendary artifact of my people!
Well, you see, Rainstorm, I don't know.
guess again.
Another catchphrase. Zelos just standing awkwardly and then saying guess again.
What? Who are you?
I'm you, but I'm just using a different voice now. Okay. Uh-oh, that didn't work.
Well, some people call me Zelos. Other people call me Mr. Phoenix. Some people call me Zelos Phoenix.
What? Okay, I don't know why that's there. Okay.
And Kajido just kind of refers to me with a nyeh.
Alright, well, that's a whiff.
Well, how did you possibly find me?
Well, you kind of attacked my friend while another friend was watching, and then you didn't do anything about the other friend. Kind of a lazy job, if you ask me.
Oops, almost into that one early. Sorry about that.
Hello, I'm here to be annoying again. Want to hear about the 9 Divines?
Yeah, thanks, Ruintail. We got it. We got it. Don't worry.
And how did you possibly track me so quickly?
Oh no, I know it's coming up.
Oh, that. You might have noticed the horse conveniently standing on that rock back there. Well, that's the power of Stallion Medallion.
First of all, I don't actually think it's standing on a rock. It looks like it's floating in midair, but, you know, Oblivion, so I don't know. So there's a second song, and I didn't really know what lyrics to make for it, so you get garbage like...
He's Stallion Medallion.
He's a horse, and there's this... Okay, I'm not showing this because it's garbage, but there's a song about Stallion Medallion. Definitely nowhere near the rank of the Irish drinking song that the Nefarious Thugs and Tyrant did for us in episode 18. In the previous part, which you should have watched before this one. Ah! Alright. So there's a stupid song about a horse. And there's a bunch of random clips about Zelos riding around on the horse. And I don't even know why I bother with this, because there's no freaking mention of this horse after this episode. I don't even know why we... I guess the gimmick was I was supposed to just record ideas that the chat had at the time. And one of them must have been that Zelos has to ride on this horse. And then there was a song. So, I don't know. There's a song for you. No, we're not listening to it. It's a garbage song.
So yeah, that's about the gist of that. Stallion Medallion is going to kick you.
Oh no, it's a horse and he kicks him.
You pathetic mortal. You think you could defeat me?
No, I just felt like picking a fight with you so I could die.
Sick.
Alas, I don't have time to mess with you, little man. I am going to claim my clan's destiny. Well, then it looks like the hunt is on.
Ooh.
Well, then
Why does this one have so much more background noise than the others?
it looks like the hunt is on.
Oh, jeez, man. I had such terrible luck with this, apparently.
What does that even mean?
Well, this one's got a 2?
I don't know, just stay out here and watch my horse.
Alright, I don't know. I guess I just have it after this. I don't remember most of this, so.
Conveniently, I killed 2 people while that dialogue was occurring.
Okay, sure. Alright. God dang it.
End of the line, punk. I've got the high ground.
Oh, no. Please tell me we're not doing this joke.
Ah, you may have the high ground, but you don't have the Zanzibar.
Aight.
What?
Oh, okay.
What?
I guess that was intended.
Haha, now that I've distracted you, I can complete my after-image technique.
Oh, my God. Alright. We're doing things without effects on the screen.
Dunno.
Oh, for God's sake. Alright.
Well, warrior, how are you possibly going to find the real me?
You know, I could just, like, kill all 4 of you, and that's the end of it.
Sound logic by Zelos Phoenix, actually. Okay.
You wouldn't possibly do that.
And why not?
Because I know the secrets to the knock list.
Oh, man, a Mission Impossible reference. What the flid?
Oh, well, that's okay then.
Really?
Huh. That was disappointing. I bet people would have really loved to see that fight. That was a pretty epic fight. A 5-second epic fight that people would have loved to see.
Oh, man. Teamudf wasn't filming a fight that day, I guess.
Oops.
Well, what? Oh, I forgot to mute for the door opening. I see. I get the point of that clip. Okay.
It looks like it's time to find the culprit behind all of this.
Man, there's so much more. Like, what the heck? Was this on a different day? No, they're all November 15th. I have no idea why there's suddenly more, like, background noise.
By the 9. Oh, hello there, Jellos. Say, would you like to try my new catapult? Okay, what are you doing in here? Why, this is my hideout, of course. See? It's all blue! Why would you use a place like this as your hideout? There are dead bodies. Did you kill these people? No, some guy came in and conveniently killed them all during some dialogue earlier.
Oh, for God's sake. Alright. I guess I was committed to that one, huh?
Oh, well. Oh, okay. Why here in the middle of nowhere? Well, my good buddy Maverick was selling me some real estate and he noticed that the place was painted blue. How could I refuse?
Oh, I think Maverick was someone who watched the videos and would, like, recommend mods or something. Maybe they recommended this one and I just inserted it into the episode. Huh, okay.
So what was the point of any of this, then? Well, you got a song about Stallion Medallion, didn't you?
No, we didn't.
Hey, do we have another one of those 5-second graphics? I just need 5 seconds.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the cut between Zelos and Cocaine Team and then all the bodies on the floor was supposed to have like a 5 seconds later. Okay, alright. That makes more sense. I gotcha. So there was a fight, but it said 5 seconds later. That's why Zelos makes the quip. Okay, I see. Alright. And then I'm guessing that there's going to be the 5 seconds later, but then it cuts to this.
Oh, yes, Okato, you wish you had moves as good as this.
Kazudo's dancing for some reason. I don't know if it's the same Maverick. Maverick's a very common name, so it could be.
Alright, I've finally made it to the Dragon Temple, and I'm going to get my revenge on that guy who threw me off the cliff or whatever that happened 5 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry, Cleon. You're a little too late. Zealous already went in and got him.
What? No fair. I'm supposed to be the hero. The show is called The Cleon Show for a reason, you know. The Cleon Show!
Huh, was the name of the episode The Cleon Show? Okay. Maybe.
Nope, already taken care of.
Yeah, rip, this guy's late.
Well, surely you at least want to know what's on The Cleon Show, don't you?
Is this stupid horse still floating in midair? It actually doesn't look like it's on the ground even. What the flid? Man, Oblivion was so wild.
No, I don't think
Alright, chat, what's on The Cleon Show? I bet we can all finish this one by now.
Immortality and greatness.
Ah, very good. Alright. I think this is the end of the episode, so it would have the exit title, and then everything after this is like the random garbage that I would film afterwards.
You know, usually you need a good idea to get on television, and who am I kidding?
Oh, come on, it's at least a lot better than disembodied Cyrodiil.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Disembodied Cyrodiil, he jumps around and ruins scenes. Disembodied Cyrodiil, don't you see? Don't you see?
Well, I knew he was up to something. Something blue.
This is a reference. What is it a reference to, though? I knew he was up to something. Something evil. It's, we just talked about these recently. It's the Return of Ganondorf, Legendary Frog, Flash thingamajig. The Flash video. Holy crap! Dang, that's an ancient freaking reference.
Today on Fighting... Oh, shoot.
Oh no.
Today on Fighting AI Wars, Cleon goes one-on-one with Cocaine Team. Cocaine Team goes one-on-one with Captain Blue. And Cocaine Team goes one-on-one with himself.
Oh no, is this my Ronald Reagan voice? Oh god, I think this is my Ronald Reagan gets angry at everything voice.
We're underway here in this exciting match, as Captain Blue is running for life. That's right, he's running for his dear life against Cocaine Team.
I can't even speak.
Cleon gets in there with a sword jab, but there's just nothing they can do. Cocaine Team is just punching the living daylights out of him.
What the is?
And now he's sending Captain Blue back into the rock. Oh man, meanwhile, Ruined Tail's here somewhere, but he's not helping out at all. Captain Blue is running away. He's gonna try to get that long-range attack on Cocaine Team. And Cleon's gonna give him a once-for with the sword. Here comes Cocaine Team, going after Captain Blue, and not giving a crap about what Cleon is doing about it. Not at all, man. Cocaine Team is down. The stupid brothers win the match.
Okay.
Ruined Tail is over here doing nothing as usual. There he goes, doing nothing. But the true winner of this match is Disembodied Cyrodiil.
Oh, for God's sake. I can also tell, I'm still, like, able to spot my garbage throughout this scene. I'm trying to clearly keep the camera away from Disembodied Cyrodiil, but I fail, like, a good 3 times. Like, I can't believe after all these years I still know what I'm up to in these stupid shots. God dang it. Alright, so that was the special episode. I guess it might have been called The Cleon Show based on the dialogue, but I don't actually know. Because, yeah, I think the scene after this starts up on Tale 17 again. Yeah. This was Tale 17. So, my god, what a ride. Disembodied Cyrodiil, dude. I must have finally been tired of him jumping around and, like, you know, I guess like the song said, ruining scenes. Alright, man. So, I guess what that leaves everybody are the episode synopses of the ones that we didn't create. I'm not sure how I want to do these. I guess I can just read through them or whatever. Should we play calming music, maybe? I don't know. I usually like having background noise for this, but If it gets annoying, we could change. We can still change, Stella. We can change. I'll at least put something on. All this music should be good, by the way, so I don't think it'll have any problems on YouTube. Just to have something in the background here. Alright. So, I don't know. Let's work on the episode synopsis that were on that unaired document, or whatever I called it. You know, we'll go through some stuff here. But yeah. So, Tales 18 was the final thing that was filmed in Oblivion ever. I feel like I had other trivia for that, though. I can't remember why, though. Oh, let's see. Here, the trivia is actually in the synopsis. Let's see. The Nefarious Thugs Irish drinking song titled All You Need has only been seen by Teamudf viewers twice. Well, I think that's a lie. Each time during a bonus stream on Twitch. The music video accompanying the song was edited in advance and ended up being the final scene of Tales edited over Oblivion footage. Okay, so I did put it in here. Okay. The original premise of this episode is going to be Tyrant attempting to sneak back into the Imperial Palace in various ways. However, Team thought none of the scenes would go over well in the limited way he had to edit scenes from Oblivion footage. The drinking song was not part of the original episode. Well, Tara, I wouldn't give that to Kajido. That's all I can tell you. Alright, so why don't we head off here? I don't know. Let me know if the music gets too annoying, everybody. I can get rid of it. That leads us to Tales 19, The Trial of Rubies. And I guess in the synopsis, I wrote myself voice instructions for the synopsis. Okay, so I'm supposed to use the Triforce of Power voice. Alright.
When last we left our hero, Zelos Phoenix, he had just purchased information about the Frost of the North from Phineas. And then he punched Tyron with his sword. Ow! That must have hurt, and I say that as a talking gold triangle that depicts strength.
Alright. Guess we're supposed to play the intro here. Then the synopsis reads as follows. Zelos has dug further into the caverns beneath Frostcrag, finally certain he wants to go through with obtaining Kenzo's final spell. He proceeds down several flights of stairs, and the area is suddenly opened to a giant cylindrical room with stairs stretching out further than his eyes can even make out. This is going to be the Frostcrag Reborn mod leading into Avalon, by the way. I can tell what this is. There was that giant staircase. I think you can go back still and see all those videos because I didn't take any of them down. So you can go back and watch the Frostcrag Reborn for that exact imagery. Zelos walks down the stairs but realizes he's just going in circles and hasn't made any progress at all. He ponders quitting, but Pandora shows up. This was the Firestar character. Pandora shows up to remind him that Kenzo had faith in him for some reason, not just at random. Surely Zelos can't quit on the challenge already. Zelos realizes she's right and proceeds forward, after turning down yet another offer to open her gold box. Meanwhile, at the ancient towers, Captain Blue walks up to Cleon and asks what he's doing. Cleon claims his new goal is to become a master of chess, so he can win all the chesses and get a medal for his chest. This is similar things pronounced in a garbage way. Okay. Another argument bursts out between the two as Captain Blue claims he could help Cleon out. But Cleon deems he doesn't need it and could beat Captain Blue. You know what? Is there a script for this that I could be reading instead with the character voices? Nope. That was fast. Okay, I had 4 lines written for it. It says, Zelos is wandering through a mystery hall. Zelos says, so here we are. The trial of rubies. Can I really beat it? He stares into a hole. The darkness was easy, but now... And then I guess that's all I wrote for the actual script. So, okay, back to the synopsis then. Okay. Cleon asks Captain Blue if he... No, hang on. Did I skip a line here? Another argument bursts out between the two as Captain Blue claims that he could help Cleon out, but Cleon deems he doesn't need it, and he could easily defeat Captain Blue in chess. Captain Blue says this reminds him of the time Ruin Tail tried to teach him how to hang glide, and recalls when Ruin kicked him off a cliff without a parachute, and told him he wins the game when he hits the ground. What the flid? I probably should have read all this beforehand, but I didn't, so we're just getting live reactions now. Oh, God. Apparently, dude, I don't know. After the intro theme... Oh, this is the intro theme. What? I've got 2 intro themes to this? Okay, fine. I must have not taken one out. Zelos jumps off the stairs, falling rapidly through the seemingly endless staircase. How was I going to convey that? Oh, wait, no, I was being literal. I'm bad. Never mind, everybody. I'm bad. He finally makes progress, though, and realizes he is about to land on a large lit torch. Once he does so and discovers he's unharmed, he wonders if it was put there as a test of faith. He opens his Frost to the North book and discovers... Oh no, here we go, everybody. He discovers that there are 3 tests. See if you can finish this one out for me. Suddenly the intro makes sense. The 3 tests are courage, wisdom, and power. After muttering how unoriginal it is, he figures he must have just done the test of courage. Zelos goes through another door, coming into a large and blank chamber with several platforms and mirrors on the walls. Was there really a spot like this in Avalon? I guess there would have been. A feminine phantasm descends, claiming to be Slee, right. I forgot I changed the pronunciation of this. Slee of the Frost. Slee of the Frost. That's it. Zelos challenges her, realizing this is the test of power. Slee is too fast for Zelos, though, dodging all his physical and magic attacks. Slee lets Zelos wear himself out before casually bashing him onto his back. I don't know how I was going to convey this in the footage, huh? What's going on, Frog Stomp? How you doing? Slee wonders if this is really the samurai that Kenzo intended to send her several years ago. Zelos attacks again in a rage, but is quickly outmaneuvered. Once more. Slee considers whether she should just end the samurai's life, or let him leave with his head lowered in shame. Zelos can't fathom how he's being countered so easily, to which Slee replies that knowledge doesn't just come from the present, and that future gazing can present an advantage. Zelos notices himself standing up in one of the mirrors, then does so for real. After watching the mirrors for a while longer, he realizes that the mirrors are depicting events roughly 1 second into the future. Knowing this, he and Slee are now on equal footing, which means their fighting technique can actually determine the battle. After a quick skirmish, Zelos gets his sword to Slee's neck, and Slee admits defeat, telling him he's passed the test of wisdom. Confused, Zelos says he thought the fight was the test of power, to which she laughs and states that Kenzo's teachings are of the abnormal, and that he should realize it now. The true test of power was mental, and he passed it when he told Pandora he wouldn't give up earlier. Oh, wow, okay. Man. The final door opens, and Zelos approaches a pedestal with a glowing ruby sphere on top of it. Oh no. Who remembers what that is from like the eons of mods ago or whatever the flid? Okay. I feel like the episode would have had more to it. Let's open that secondary document. I'm kind of curious what I put in that second document. Weird. There's just a little bit of a difference here. Okay, well in any case, that's episode 19, The Trial of Rubies. Let's now send it on over to episode 20, Opposite Day. So I love this. This was one of the few things I noticed earlier. Because not only is it a quote within a quote, but now I'm going to read the quote within a quote. For every 20 episodes that Tales from Cyrodiil lasted, I had this idea to do an opposite day kind of thing, where you're looking at the same characters, but most of their motives and personalities have been entirely inverted. Pretty filler on purpose, but a fun idea. Teamudf, who was also writing these articles, so why was this written like a quote? And then why did I read it in the future? Man, all the meta that we could possibly have. Alright, so let's send it. Opposite Day features Tales characters going about their daily tasks, except with traits we do not normally see them exhibiting. We start in Ancient Towers after the intro theme. In this universe, Zelos is a soft-spoken magic user who is constantly bugging Professor Blue about trying out his old catapult. Professor Blue never wants Zelos to try it, though, and doesn't understand his fascination with it, as it was just for a physics demonstration in his undergrad studies. Professor Blue is also too busy for these antics. as he has to get to writing his thesis on multiverse theory for an upcoming academic symposium. I don't think this would, you wouldn't really call this a thesis, but whatever. Zelos instead turns to Cleon for aid, but Cleon is unsure of how they should spend their afternoon, or if it's even worth going outside. They're bound to just get beat up by a mud crab or something after all. Zelos wonders how powerful the mud crabs could be, as he's never dared to fight one. Alicia Ehuthorn spooks the two by casually walking through the door to the game room, and asks Cleon if he's ready to go on their date. Cleon is afraid of women, though, and backs down, saying he has to mow the lawn. Alicia believes him and leaves, looking forward to the next time they can try the date. Cleon breathes a sigh of relief, saying he hopes Alicia never asks him to show off his fighting ability, as he doesn't think he could stand being embarrassed in front of her. Cleon leaves to go check on his business. Cleon's by-the-books landscaping. Oh, man. Not quite Rainstorm, but I guess that would work. He asks Zelos if he'd be willing to film a commercial with him later, and Zelos is excited to help, but wonders if they could invent television by doing such a thing. Outside, Ruin Tail is practicing his mime arts. He's a mime in this universe, and Cleon tells him to keep up the good work and gives him lots of encouraging comments. Cleon fast travels to the Imperial City, where a dark cloud looms over the white and gold tower. Inside, Benji the Tyrant is plotting his next scheme, hoping to start a heat wave so fearsome that all the water in Cyrodiil will evaporate, and people will have to use magicka in order to create water. This will let him create a huge tax on potions and other magical items. Alright, I guess. I don't know. Sure. Benji goes to the Elder Council's chamber to report the progress of his plan to Cyrodiil, who is literally a broom. Tyron walks in, bursting out into hysterics that Cyrodiil's inverse is a broom. Cyrodiil growls angrily, but Benji tells him to shut up. Cyrodiil exclaims that regardless of the opposite day rules, Benji better not raise a voice to him. Benji initially backs down before grabbing the broom, breaking it in half and laughing wildly. Benji orders Tyron to go find Hunter and Sean so they can put their plan into motion. Cyrodiil sweeps himself up. How on earth was I going to convey that one? How was I going to film Cyrodiil sweeping himself up? There's like literally no way I could have done that with footage, huh? I must have already been writing these in thinking in terms of like, let's just finish the story or whatever, huh? Cyrodiil wonders if Vath has it as bad as him. Alright. The Nefarious Thug theme song plays, except in this universe, the song refers to them as the well-to-do men who became rich after winning a bet. Following the theme. Oh, I could do this entire scene for you, because it's just reversed. So Sean's the one going, "Hey, Hunter." And then Hunter's always like, "What? Hey, Hunter. What? Hey, Hunter. What, Sean? How's it going? Ugh. Sean, we have all this money and we've got nothing to do with it. We should give it to charity." Wait, we've got a ton of money? Yeah, why? And we're not using it on skooma? That's a good point. And then the announcer angrily declares that even in this universe, they're still the Nefarious Thugs, and they run off to go splurge all their money on skooma. And then I guess that was what I had written down for the synopsis, but it says, following the outro, the camera pans out from the Night Mother's statue in the Dark Brotherhood sanctuary, revealing Sheevan Snow outfitted in Vath's usual listener's attire and wielding the Staff of Chaos. The screen abruptly fades out as she slowly hums the tune of London Bridge is Falling Down. Oh, man. Had a spoken Sheevan snow, apparently, here. You know what? I bet Kate could make that sound, like, eerily creepy, too. I bet she could pull off that delivery. Yeah, that's Kate. Sheevan is Kate's character. Alright. Alright, so that's, like, again, just a fun little goofy thing. I kind of thought about, on occasion, should I actually make something out of that? You know, should I do another Opposite Day episode where you actually get to see Sheevan be evil or creepy or whatever, but I don't know, nothing ever came of it. I'm not even completely convinced that the series would have made it to episode 40. So, since Opposite Day was supposed to happen every 20 episodes, I'm not really sure if this ever would have happened again, but yeah. So that takes us to the bonus. Because again, I thought I only had synopsis for up to episode 20, but it turns out I've got info for 21 and 22. So let's go to Tales 21. Keen, you dig it! Following the events of Tales 19, Zelos emerges from the caverns of Frostcrag to report his victory to Pandora and Tom. Tom being Spaceman Dan's old man character. Pandora congratulates Zelos, telling him that he should open her gold box in celebration. Zelos ignores this. Tom declares that now Zelos should use Kenzo's final spell on the kids on his lawn. Zelos also ignores this, ready to return to Ancient Towers. Meanwhile, Kajito has Benji, Hunter, and Sean in his old meeting spot above the Elder Council chambers, telling the three that they need to replace Tyron immediately so their ranks don't get weaker. Benji suggests hiring a dark elf he met the other day. And when Kajito realizes that Benji's talking about Tyron, he chases Benji out of the room. This is the Tales intro theme. After the intro theme, Megaean is wandering blindly through the mysterious Dark Line. Here's the retcon, everybody. The mysterious Dark Line. No longer the Spirit Realm. What could this be referencing? Although he has eluded the fated shadows chasing him, he has no idea how he'll escape the realm. He approaches a fortress, which he thinks seems oddly familiar for some reason. We then pan back to Cyrodiil, where Benji, Sean, and Hunter start talking about how serious Kajito seems lately, and they wonder if something happened. Suddenly, Kajito reports that Keening has been tracked down to a cave in Cyrodiil, and they need to get their hands on it before Zelos and Vath's teams get near it. Benji asks Kajito if he's worried what Vath will do, but Kajito seems surprisingly confident, mentioning how their new assemblage has cut off all the fat out of its corners, and now they'll operate like a well-oiled steam engine and ride the coattails of victory into the sunset. Back in the Dark Line, Megaean enters the fortress, a feminine voice guiding him. It's Slee of the Frost once more. Megaean is surprised to see and hear his mother again, who would be Slee of the Frost. To which Slee responds that she's been waiting a long time to see Megaean. He's clearly become the best battle mage he could, and she's happy to see the family line mostly upholding its desire to keep the peace. Megaean is dismayed that he couldn't stop Vath from unleashing trouble upon Cyrodiil, and now Zelos and company may not stand a chance if Vath gathers Keening, Sunder, and Wraithguard while still having the Staff of Chaos. Ooh, I think there's a continuity error here. Does Megaean... Well, maybe not. Maybe Megaean from the past would know that he's got the Staff of Chaos. I guess that doesn't have to be a continuity error. Alright, I'll let myself go on that one. Slee reveals that she met Zelos Phoenix. Knowing him, Kenzo, and the Peer Guard in general, in fact. As it turns out, their family was destined to work with the Peer Guard, it seems, given how Megaean miraculously also stumbled upon Zelos Phoenix in his adventures. Megaean still wonders why his father took on his dastardly quest to join the Dark Brotherhood and run it from within. Slee admits that she's not thrilled with the answer. However, the camera pans away as she begins her story of why Vath betrayed her, Megaean, and the Peer Guard so many years ago. With a similar outro to Tales 15, we see the various groups beginning their ascent toward the next artifact, we see Kajido and his goons on a march throughout the mountainside. The Ancient Towers crew are being led by Shivan and Ruintail. Zelos is heading back down from Frostcrag, and the Dark Brotherhood appears outside the cave in question. However, as Engo steps forward, ready to charge in, Vath stops him, stating that they should let their newest recruit take the lead. The camera pans through the Dark Brotherhood ranks as we see Tyron trying out his new robe with a glazed look in his eyes. And that is the end of episode 21. Keen you dig it. So, Tyron got fired from Kajido's crew, and it seems he has joined with Vath and the Dark Brotherhood. Now, my one regret with this, and I was never really sure how to handle this, is it's very fast moving Tyron through into the Dark Brotherhood versus the relevant events that happened, beforehand, right? In episode 18, he walks away. And then, 19 is all about Zelos completing the trial. 20 is, garbage. 20 is just a meme, essentially. So we really pick up on 21, and suddenly he's in the Dark Brotherhood. I was never really sure about the pacing for this, if I'm completely honest. Like, I knew that it made total sense for Vath to take advantage of Kajido firing Tyron. And, hiring him so Tyron can get his revenge on the people who he thought were idiots, and they basically cast him aside or whatever. So it all made total sense, but it was just like, it was done in such a way that you don't really get to see the build-up to Tyron getting pissed off and Vath maybe talking it out, although 22 will kind of semi-fix this, it looks like. But since we already jumped right back into the action, this is just, I don't know, it's a little weird. So we'll kind of get to this here as we do what we've got written of Tales 22, Cavus Calamitous. The intro opens the episode, and the first scene is Shivan, Ruintail, Captain Blue, Cleon, and Alicia confronting the Dark Brotherhood outside the cave, where Keening supposedly resides. Ruintail demands to know if Vath did away with Megaean, with Engo remarking that Vath may as well have. The dead realm where Megaean resides might as well be hell, in fact. Vath introduces the concept of the Dark Line, reminding us that it's a spiritual realm where only the most unfortunate of creatures reside. Surely by now, Megaean will have been mauled by something in there. Maybe a giant dragon, or perhaps a ravenous Ikekiao. Oh, man. Ruintail lunges at Vath, only for Engo to stand in his way, daring Ruintail to be next to go. She even disagrees with this and talks up everybody for an attack, but Captain Blue and Cleon both have cold feet when it comes to attacking the Dark Brotherhood. Some of Cleon's superstitions are also put to the test as Engo taunts them more about the Dark Line and its insidious prisons. Nonetheless, Vath lets some of his lesser followers attack, as he and Engo follow Tyron into the cave. Shivan and the others wonder why Tyron is with them. Inside, Tyron is appreciative to be leading a mission of such great import. Kajido would have had him babysitting the nefarious idiots or something by now. Vath insists that the Night Mother welcomes those of great intellect into her ranks, and that certainly Kajido will regret not reveling in Tyron's clear brilliance. Tyron has a flashback to wandering in mud and rain for days. Barely any food. Garbage clothes. Suddenly approached by the listener of the Dark Brotherhood, Vath. Vath's offer of revenge against Kajido was more than enough to tempt him. We end the flashback as Kajido, meanwhile, overlooks the cave and the conflict with his followers. The conflict between the Dark Brotherhood and Shivan and co. Benji wonders why they aren't attacking yet, but Kajido tells Benji to be patient, as he and the nefarious thugs have everything under control. Hunter and Sean are nowhere to be seen in all the madness, however. Now, unfortunately, that looks to be where it stops, because it says, this episode ends with A, and then there's nothing else there. So, So I can, this is, at this point, this is gonna have to be where I start kind of filling in some pieces and going a little bit off memory. We've reached, unfortunately, the end of, like, the so-called official Tales documentation. Like, I remember how some of the episodes are supposed to go. I kind of have a general order in my head for what's supposed to happen, but from here on out, we're gonna kind of be winging it. So I'll try as best I can to remember how certain things are supposed to go with, like, the given lore. Because I know at some point I was gonna meld this lore with the AU lore and the Lost Lineage lore, and now it's getting fused together with the Odyssey lore. So there's a lot of newer things that probably have been changed over the years, and I have to remember how their old ways were. You can already kind of see evidence of this where it's like, even in these older synopses, I didn't even agree on the name of the spirit realm. Like, I retconned it only a couple episodes into it even being here. Because I guess I kind of figured, you know, whatever. It's a goofy, fun thing made in Oblivion, so who cares if I'm changing the names and stuff. I guess it's a bit of out of character, because I did try to be very, you know, batten down the hatches in terms of keeping the lore consistent and everything, but I don't know, I guess the Dark Line is where I broke that. To be fair, though, to myself, I guess I did still have Vath referred to it as, you know, the Dark Line, a spiritual realm. So I don't know, maybe I just wanted to name it or something more specifically than the spirit realm. So yeah. So we'll kind of cut to the chase here. This is one of those episodes where there's just like a bunch of chaos and nonsense. So it would have been a lot like 11, which means I never learned my lesson. And I would have still been trying to script all these really complicated action sequences and whatnot. So someday maybe Teamudf will learn this lesson. If I end up getting those sprites for RPG Maker and I can ever do anything with these characters in a video form again, I really have to tone back the action sequences because they just take too long, and I'm not that skilled at editing that I know really what to do with them. So yeah. So there's going to be cuts a lot in this episode, I'm guessing, of, like, you know, Zelos is creeping closer to the goal. Kajido's clearly waiting for his moment because now that he's, like, influenced by the crown, all the voices are basically telling him how to win. You know, that's really the true power of the crown, is all the former people who wore it just have all these strategies and they have all these life events and things that they can build off of. So Kajido essentially is Rey before Rey was Rey, I guess. I don't know. If you want to do that whole goofy, it's not just me you're fighting, it's all the Jedi. So Kajido has all the previous people in the crown with him, I guess. But, yeah. So, I'll cut to the chase here. The situation ends, and I'm not sure if this would have all fit in Tales 22, so I'll try my best here to give you guys accurate episode counts if that's what you're into or whatever. But this might have bled into 23 and just had a to be continued, and everything is still chaotic, and there's just another whole episode of fighting, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. So I guess I'll just backpedal and say, let's pretend this is all in 22 somehow. So at the end of 22, the situation turns out that all the main players end up where Keening is sitting on a pedestal. So, like, Zelos is there, Kajido is there, Vath is there, and of course the star of the show, Tyron, is there, because, you know, Kajido has to have his blowout with Tyron here. And so indeed, Vath will order, like, Tyron to attack or something. And then maybe Kajido tries to come up with the deal. He reminds Vath, you know, we had a deal in episode 15. You offered me the Staff of Chaos. If I were to give you, and then he would, like, hold out Sunder or something, or have Benji present Sunder. He's like, you know, what if I gave you Sunder? And, I mean, you've got Zelos and his idiot friends here, so you can get Wraithguard from them really quickly, and you could just complete your set right now if we don't fight. And even though Tyron really just wants to kill Kajido, Vath would have to hold him back and be like, you know, hold on, this is, you know, maybe this is, there's actually something to this here. And so Zelos at this point is just kind of like, you know, what am I, chop suey, chop liver or whatever, that whole expression, because they're just like ignoring him. And Zelos is like, I think we should fight this out. And so Vath disagrees, and Vath has Engo reveal the Staff of Chaos, because you see, Vath thought ahead, and he thought Kajido might be willing to play ball here. So, if Kajido really wants to hand over Sunder and obtain the Staff of Chaos, you know, Vath will sweeten the deal a little bit here. And he points the Staff of Chaos at Shivan. And he sends her to the Dark Line, the spiritual realm, with the Staff of Chaos, which is going to, of course, upset Zelos. And so Zelos now is ready for a fight. However, he has to get through some goons. He has to maybe beat off, get rid of Benji or whatever. So Zelos gets a little stalled out here as Vath and Kajido are discussing whether the trade is viable. And now, here's where I do have a problem with my pacing of the writing. You know, minus the fact that this is a lot of crap to fit into episode 22. But here's where I really do think I might have dropped the ball with the Tyrant thing here. Is because as Vath and Co. and Kajido are trying to work out this deal while Zelos is fighting and everything, Tyron suddenly takes the Staff of Chaos while, you know, Vath's not really paying attention and trying to converse with Kajido. Tyron throws the Staff of Chaos to Kajido. Kajido blasts Vath with it to send him to the Dark Line. And then, before Zelos can do anything, Kajido points the staff at him and blasts him. It was a ruse by Kajido and Tyron all along, including firing him, making a big scene out of it so that people would talk about it, because then word would spread to the Dark Brotherhood, Vath would hear, and maybe Vath would immediately take advantage and try to recruit Tyron to his side. Tyron trying to get additional jobs was a ruse. Going to the bookstore was a ruse. Getting beat up by the bears and everything. The drinking song, it was all concocted by Kajido and Tyron so that they could try to double-cross everybody and get their hands on the Staff of Chaos. And so this episode ends with Kajido completely wild with power. He is holding all the cards. He's got the Staff of Chaos. He's got Sunder. He has Keening right in his range. And if Zelos' crew isn't willing to surrender, he's going to blast them, and he's got Wraithguard as well. So Kajido at the end of this episode has all the cards in his hand. He has been waiting for this moment. And darn it, the one thing I wish I did a little bit better with it is I wish I gave Tyron a little more time to hang out with the Dark Brotherhood before he pulls the double turn. That's the one, like, self-critique I would give myself for this thing. Is that I think it would have worked better if Tyron hung out with the Dark Brotherhood, maybe for just a couple more episodes. But I guess my rationale here was that at this point, the series was already dragging and I wasn't sure if I was going to continue recording it. You know, all the problems I was having with Oblivion and whatnot. So I guess I figured that if I was going to pull the trigger and try to get some of these episodes right out or something, I might as well reveal the ruse and I still get the impact of Tyron double-crossing everybody, and you know, he jumps with Vath, he jumps back with Kajido or whatever. But I don't know. Do I think this would have been better as, like, you know, by Tales 24, 25 or something? Do I give the Dark Brotherhood some filler episodes in between or something? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it works out better if Vath and Tyron just have a little bit more time to hang out. So I don't know what those episodes would entail. So if you want to call this, like, you know, is this supposed to be 23? Is it supposed to be 24? Why don't we give myself the benefit of the doubt? And I'll say, let's pretend this is the end of episode 23. So that maybe there's something in the middle here. I don't know. Maybe instead of 21 being Keen You Dig It, maybe 21 is, you know, you get to see Tyron fall to the Dark Brotherhood or whatever. I don't know. I don't know really what I fit in here, because I was, again, I really didn't want to put too much filler in Tales from Cyrodiil at this point, so I wasn't too sure what to do with the series. But we'll reveal the big spoilers here. So yes, indeed, as a recap, Cogito has all the cards at the end of this episode. And now Zelos is stuck in the Dark Line, Shivan is stuck in the Dark Line, Vath is stuck in the Dark Line, and Megaean is stuck in the Dark Line. So that's 4 big name characters who are stuck in the Dark Line. And a good segment to the next episode would be Cogito and Tyron. They hug it out. They reveal that Tyron has actually been a little correct all along, because, see, again, Cogito is under the influence of the Crown's power. So Cogito is doing things like he's having humility, and he's being nice to people, and he's complimenting people. Like, it's not Cogito Nolan as you know him. So he's saying things like, yeah, Tyron, you're actually a genius for helping come up with this, and things like that. So they're all buddy, and Benji's happy to see them together and everything. Apparently several characters, didn't know about this ruse or whatever. I'm not sure how I would have worked this. And there was one hint, actually. I did leave a hint in the footage, actually, that we saw in the previous episode of the retrospective. I did leave a hint in there. The hint that Tyron was never actually fired and that he was never actually going to join the Dark Brotherhood is that he has that relationship with that other Dark Elf, Jada, the member of the Elite Guard. And throughout the entire episode that Tyron was fired, he never once is worried that Jada is going to, get hurt or, also get fired or something. He never expresses any concern that his girlfriend is in trouble or anything. It's like he kind of knows what's going to happen. So he never freaks out over her. He never tries to sneak in to save her from Cogito's grip or whatever. He never complains that she's still working for the White Gold Tower. So he knows ahead of time that everything is going to be okay. He just has to trust in this new Cogito's plan that they're going to pull this off and screw over Zelos and screw over Vath and get everybody. So this is like Cogito's, no pun intended, but crowning achievement in the Tales from Cyrodiil series. This is like the one time that he has definitively won at the end of an episode. You can kind of say he wins at the end of 11 because he gets his hands on Sunder, but I don't know. I'm willing to mince words with that one there. But this was like, I need Cogito to get a big victory so that the power of this crown is really like expressed in some way throughout the series. Because like you can do all these things where you feed the audience little tips and hints and tidbits and everything like that. But at the end of the day, they still kind of need something explicit that lets them know what's going on. This is just my opinion, by the way. I'm not saying this is objective in any sense. I just feel like I have to give the audience something that's like very explicit to the credibility. So it's like everybody can tell by like the end of 21 or whatever, if it took him that long even, that Cogito is not himself, and he keeps wearing this crown. He's getting stronger, he's getting better, he's getting smarter from the power of this crown. It all has to do with the crown. So it's like I need to build the credibility of Cogito with the crown. So I decide, you know what, he's going to get a one-up on everybody at the end of this episode. And that's how I dealt with it. I know I said some, roundabout things there, but okay. So that's it. We're going to leave you with Cogito being in control. We're going to wet your whistle here, and what we're going to do next time, though, is we're not actually going to kick off with episode 23, 24, whatever you want to call it. I guess I'll just call it 24 and get it over with here. So let's just say this also bleeds into Tales 23. So next time, I don't want to start with 24, though. I actually want to take a small divergence here in the Tales retrospective, and I want to leave the main series. Because what's going to happen is that as I go through the rest of the series, as I go through more of the story with, Zelos, Cogito, Vath, and all their pals here, at this point, AU had already been released. And, like, I had finished my draft for Lost Lineage. I had started to combine the lores of Tales from Cyrodiil and the Lost Lineage series. So as a result, I started incorporating more lore tidbits with people like Zelos Phoenix and answering a lot of deeper questions. So before it becomes, like, horribly relevant and it loses everybody, like, people end up being completely confused, even if you were in the past, you don't know this stuff. I want to dedicate an episode to some of the things that I worked on, where we ask, who was Zelos Phoenix before Tales from Cyrodiil? Because this actually becomes important much later on in the series itself. So I need to give you a little bit of background before we do any of that. But alright. So let's stop the synopsis for now. I did promise you, though, I realize I'm just actually about to do my outro, but I did promise, like, the Christmas episode. So I'll read you what we have of the Christmas episode. The Christmas episode, again, is just a case where it's like, I don't really know where this goes in the timeline. This is just some random goofy thing. But if you've seen a Teamudf Christmas episode before, you might be able to guess what's going to happen here. I just have to hope I can find it. I had it earlier. Where did it go? Oh, no. Don't tell me I lost it. Here we go. I found it. Okay. Alright. So if you've seen me write a Christmas episode before, whether for, like, Tales or... well, not for Tales, whether for, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or, you know, Dokailo or something, you know what gimmick is going to come here. You know what gimmick this is going to be. Oh boy. Kajido is sitting on his throne in the Imperial Palace. Benji bursts in with a Santa suit on suddenly. It's Christmas time! Isn't it cool? Benji, what are you doing, you fool? Come on, Master Kajido. Get with the Christmas theme. There's candy canes, lollipops, and I even made ice cream. Nyah, I despise the holidays. They make me sick. Come any closer and I'll give you a dropkick. What's going on in here? Why is Benji dressed like that? Happy holidays, Tyron. I got you a Santa hat. Shut up, Benji. Enough with the Christmas cheer. Once Kazudo Nolan's done with this holiday, it'll be one everyone fears. A plan to ruin the holidays? Now that I could enjoy. It'll give me more pleasure than breaking a small child's toy. Pay attention, you two. One of my scouts has come through. He's got some information from a man he swayed. Right now we hold the key to a legendary blade. It says far to the north, deep inside the mountains. Legend has it that it spawned from a magical fountain. This sword would surely be a powerful artifact. Do you know if its location is exact? But of course, my mythic dawn brethren never let me down. Now hurry up, you two. Benji, don't touch my crown. That's right, it's the rhyming gimmick. I do this garbage where I try to do an entire episode with the rhyming for the Christmas carols and all that garbage. I don't know why, I do it. We did this with, like, the Paradox Brothers and the Yami, you know, the Yusei and Jack Save Christmas from Yami Merrick or whatever the flit, I don't know. Alright, Ancient Tower, Shivan standing in the lobby. Hey, Shivan, how are you? Oh, hey, Zelos, I was just practicing my kung fu. Did you hang the lights, or is there more to do? Not yet. I couldn't decide on red or blue. Alright. You're not going out there alone, are you? I can help you if you need me to. That's okay. I was going to make Cleon go out there. Oh. The reason I do these things, by the way, is these are directions for the other voice actors, in case you're curious. So that's why, yeah, okay. You people are just lucky I have time to spare. Come on, Cleon. Aren't you excited for the holiday season? Not really. Back in Armandale, we had more fun killing people who committed treason. Besides, you lived in the winter, so you should go. If I keep doing all this crap, I'll miss my favorite TV show. For once in your life, could you help with something and act like an adult? Oh, hello there, Zelos. Would you like to try my new catapult? Doorbell or something to that accord. Zelos goes to answer it and sees someone. Very good. I don't know what voice this is supposed to be. Good day, my name is Jerome. This is very important. Is Zelos Phoenix home? Depends on who wants to know. It has to do with his greatest foe. Cyrodiil. What's that snake up to? Yes, him. I'm glad to have found you. He aims to plunge this world into darkness with his evil scheme. If he steals the sacred blade, he'll possess power you'd usually only be able to dream. Whoa, slow down. Things sound pretty grim. Who is this guy and can I kill him? No, go away. He'll have the sword by the end of the day. What sword? What are you talking about? The mighty Crimphase. The secret of its power has gotten out. Wasn't it a different name earlier? I don't know. Crimphase, never heard of it. But that sounds like how Cyrodiil would act. We might want to go help him. It could be another legendary Elder Scroll artifact. Unfortunately, as depressing as it is, I didn't write any more of this, but there you go. I guess at least, though, I wanted Cyrodiil at some point to say the line, I swear, Zelos, even if it takes me 200 years, I'll kill you. But there you go. So this is a direct reference. Incidentally, chat knows the lore for this. This is a direct reference to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show Christmas episode, where King Koopa ice bombs Santa's workshop and freezes it all over. I was going to write the rest of this episode, you know, with all the rhyming dialogue to basically be that type of episode where Cyrodiil is going to go try to steal the sword and Santa gets involved, so he is going to destroy Santa's workshop and Zelos stops him and saves the workshop. I wish I could remember more about this Oblivion Christmas episode, but that is the gist of what was going to happen in it. So I don't know. I at least figured I would read you some of the goofy rhyming crap before we send you off here. So again, I would like to explore some of Zelos Phoenix's past on the next episode of the retrospective. I'm not completely sure when we should do this. This takes very long, so maybe I don't want to immediately do it next week. Maybe we could wait until, like, I don't know, sometime in February or whatever. You know, just space it out a little bit, because it actually takes quite a bit to go through all this stuff. And maybe that'll give me some time to gather up more of my materials. I'm not going to lie, I originally didn't want to do this, but I would actually just like to read everybody what I wrote of Zelos Phoenix and the Zero Cloak. I don't think it's my best work. I hadn't gotten back into my writing groove yet. Like 2014, I don't think I remembered like anything from my Destiny's Horizon writing style. But you know what? It's history and it's important lore at this point. So I would just like to give you more ideas on who Zelos was and who he is, actually. And this will come up in pretty much everything. This will come up in AU, it'll come up in Lost Lineage, it'll come up in Odyssey. It comes up in everything because all the lore is combined now. So, like I said in my announcement video on YouTube, screw it. Let's just get everything out in the open. Let's dump all the ideas on the table. And then if things remain the same later, they remain the same. If things change later, they change. But let's see Tales off for what it was, what it could have been. And so I'll show you some books next time. Is the gist of it. We'll read some things from Zelos Phoenix and the Zero Cloak. And there are other books I'll maybe read excerpts from. And we'll start to get you like a bit of a timeline here. Because as episode 19 spoils, you know, there's a little more going on here. Like there's a thing with, you know, this sensei, Kenzo, and Zelos trying to get the spell, and he must have failed at some point. So, like, you know, what happened the last time he tried? What did it cost him in the long run? You know, what's like the rule utilitarian consequences of him not learning this final spell? And so, I don't know. We'll kind of point in that direction. So, next episode will probably be all about Zelos, and I'll read you some timeline stuff and some book stuff. Remind me that I can show clips of the first Tales movie. What was supposed to be the first Tales movie, Whisper from the Five, which, incidentally, also deals with Zelos Phoenix's past. So maybe we could even do that next time if you guys want. But yeah, so at this point, Tales is an open book. Feel free to ask any question you like about the series, even in the YouTube comment section if you want. and I will answer it. If I feel like the answer will already come up in a future episode, I'll just let you know, and we'll wait until then. I'll try to store a list of the questions. We'll try to somewhat organize this here, but it'll probably be a little bit chaotic after this. Like I said, I'm out of synopsis. I don't have full episodes written out, so I'm going to try my best to remember what was supposed to happen, the order it was supposed to happen, and maybe which episodes it was supposed to happen in. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.